Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Pakhi, founder and director of the Conflux Rivista. And on behalf of the Conflux Rivista, I welcome you all to an exclusive conversation with Ms. Ritvi Shah on the theme Heart to Heart with Ritvi. The Conflux Rivista is a youth led team aiming to explore opinions of the youth through stories, music, webinars, and other forms of art. Keeping it light the same, we have previously organized numerous panel discussions, workshops, open mic sessions, and other events on our platform. Speaking about the TCI Youth Fest 2021, we have an open mic session and about 15 panels in which we have invited people from all walks of life. And in this particular panel, it's a pleasure to have you in our midst, Ritvi. Ritvi is currently pursuing her bachelor's, majoring in fashion studies at Montclair State University in New Jersey. Simultaneously, she's creating fashion and beauty content on Instagram, where she's growing exponentially day by day. Her goal is to make a difference and connect as many people as she can with through her art. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you with us, Ritvi. Thank you for joining us today. Thanks a lot. To start with, as far as I researched about you, I know that you were a science student during school, even though you didn't wanted to pursue science. So, when did the idea of pursuing fashion studies came into your mind? Would you like to throw some light on your journey? How has your journey been so far, and when did you think of pursuing fashion studies as a career?
Yeah, so I think I was always into fashion, but I just wasn't sure what was I gonna do because I was very caught up in the idea of I have to figure it out. Like, I have to have it all figured out, which was wrong, obviously, at that time because I was what, like 16, 17. You have nothing, like no shit figured out by then. So I was under a lot of pressure from my parents that, go for science because my dad wanted me to do engineering, which I think he still wants me to do engineering. But he wanted me to do engineering, and because I wasn't sure what I want to do, I was like, okay, you know what? I'll just take science. I'll just see what happens, and just going to. I just didn't know it was gonna be like the worst 2 years of my life, but I think the best decision of my life because it made me realize that it's something that I do not want to do. You know what I'm saying? So like in order to find something that you do want to do and you're just not sure what you're passionate about or what you like, just do something you hate and it will make you appreciate what you really like a lot. So that's what happened. And after the 2 years, I graduated 12th, and I don't even know how because I'm horrible at math. But I graduated and everything, and I told my dad, I'll do everything, but I will not do this for the rest of my life. Like, I will drop studies. Like, I will not go to college. It's fine. I will not do this for the rest of my life. So, he was, because I was pretty adamant, I was like, I'm not going to do this. He was okay with me, doing fashion design. And first, it wasn't even like fashion design, it was like textile and apparel design here in my city. And then I did that 1 year, and then I completed 1 year, and then I went to the States. Which wasn't even planned. I was going to go for my master's, but change of plans. We we went to a university in 2017 when we planned a trip to the US, and they told me that like a 3 year degree, because mine was a 3 year degree, a bachelor of science, was an equivalent to a bachelor's degree in the US, which was surprising to me, and it would have been a lot of work for me to go for my master's. So my dad's like, okay, you're going for your bachelor's now. So it was literally in November 2017. I was like, what the hell? Like, I only have like what, a few months with my family and my friends and everything. Like, I have to leave everything. So, that happened in 2018. I went to the US, started fashion studies as a course, a major. And I chose fashion studies because I didn't know what I wanted to do in fashion, because I have so little knowledge in fashion. So I wanted to experiment. I wanted to keep my options open. And the university that I am in offered me like both sides of fashion, because there's like a business side, and there's like, the design side. And I absolutely did not know what I wanted to do. So I was like, why not just experiment, explore what I have, the options that I have? Because the more you do of something, the more you experiment, the more it becomes clear what you really want to do, what you like, what you don't like. Like, I don't like sewing. I cannot for the life of me sew because I have no patience, but I have a marketing mindset, and I really, really like my marketing. My ideas are really out of the box. So, something that I figured out while I was in the course. So yeah, and then March 2020, I came back to India because of COVID, obviously, and I've been here since. It's gonna be almost a year. Oh my god! And in August 2020, I religiously started posting content. I was posting content here and there, but it wasn't as consistent. I wasn't as consistent. I wasn't taking it as seriously. And then August of 2020, I really like took it seriously, and like was really consistent and started posting. And here we are, a family of like more than 50,000, which is crazy to me. But yeah, that's my journey.
What a fantastic journey! Definitely a roller coaster ride, thrilling. But I also went through your profile because I knew that I had to interview you and I had to have a conversation with you. So, what do you think made you consistent? Because you were posting content here and there, but then you were not consistent. What certainly made you consistent? Was there some deal that you cracked with your dad that I'm going to do this within the next 6 months and I'm going to show you who am I? Was it something like this, or you just thought that you need to do this? This is something that you're meant to do. How did this happen that you suddenly became consistent? And when we look at your profile, while you were somewhere on 47.2k or something like this, you suddenly went to 51.2k, 51.3k within a matter of 1 or 2 days. So what do you think is the reason behind all of this? Because people are struggling to even get 5 followers, 10 followers per day. What do you think is the strategy that one should opt for? Should one be consistent, maintain quality content, or put in more content? What do you think is the most important aspect to gain more followers on Instagram?
I think all three that you mentioned. For me, my dad didn't know about this. Like, he didn't know that I was posting content, because I don't think he took it as seriously. Because I think if for him it was just like I think I told them that I'm just doing a project or something like that, and for a client or something, my internship that I was doing, and my mom kind of knew, but like again, they didn't take it seriously because it's a new concept to them. So I don't blame them. It's hard to take something seriously that you have like a so little knowledge about, and I completely understand. So they didn't really like give a shit, if that makes sense. So I was just doing my thing. I didn't really like tell him anything that, oh, I'm gaining followers or this and that. Like, no, nothing of that sort, because I knew for me to be taken seriously and something like this, and something that he doesn't understand, I have to prove myself first. I have to be committed myself first for him to be committed in me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, invested in me. It's the same thing as if you tell someone that you're gonna do something, but then you do it for like a few days, but then you don't fall through. Like, you leave a project unfinished, you leave it unfinished, and it just doesn't show credibility. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to show myself the credibility that I'm going to do this. I'm going to stay committed. And then, once I can figure it out, once I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this, only then I can tell someone that I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to build a platform first, and then him know about everything. And it's funny that you say that I didn't even tell him, someone else told him. And an employee at work, she told my dad that, oh, you know, your daughter, she's very creative on Instagram and everything, and she's popular and this and that. And I didn't even know. And then he tells me that, oh, she told me, and I was like, oh God. So you know, that's how he found out, and he was okay with it, I guess. I don't think he's not on Instagram, thank God. So you know, it's fine. But coming back to what helped me grow and what like made me want to be consistent was definitely like something I wanted to prove myself, because this is something that I have been wanting to do since a while. Like, I want to say since 4 years now. I've been thinking about it. First, I wanted to start on YouTube, but I know YouTube is very tricky, it takes a lot of patience to go on YouTube, and there's a lot of much more hate on YouTube than Instagram. So YouTube's kind of scary. So I'm trying, trying to build the courage to do it on YouTube. But Instagram was kind of like a safe space for me, because I know the algorithm, like I know the platform. I've been using it for so many years. So something that I've been wanting to do, I just didn't have the confidence to do it until like recently. I was just so fed up of not being like not going to the best potential that I have, like, you know, not living up to the best potential. And I was like, you know what, that's it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna see how this goes. And in the beginning, it is very very difficult, because your first 4,000 or 5,000 followers are going to be the hardest. And you're gonna feel like whatever efforts you're putting in is not worth it, because you're not gonna gain traction. You're not gonna get the likes. You're not gonna get the comments. And when people say, like, you know, you shouldn't care about the numbers, no, you should care about the numbers, because that's how you can really like define your growth. That's how you can really see how much you've grown. So yes, numbers do matter, but um all being said, it is more so about why you're doing this, right? Like, if someone is to go to your profile, right? What are you bringing them value? Like, what value are you bringing them? Are you inspiring them? Are you motivating them? Are you helping them in something? Is there a service you're providing? You know, so there are so many things that you have to think about before going into this field, because there's always so much room for improvement. So I felt when I was making content, I thought my content was the best in August. And now that I look back, I'm just like, oh my God, like cringe, so much cringe, because I know like there was so much room for improvement, and I have improved. I can see that. And so always there's so much room for improvement. You have to be consistent. You have to be true to yourself, true to what makes you happy and what content really makes you happy. Something that I think of before posting my content is this something I would want to watch if I were to watch it on somebody else's platform, somebody else's feed? Is this something that's going to bring me value as a viewer, not as a creator, as a viewer? Is this something that's going to bring me value? Is this something that I can help someone else bring value, like something I can share? That's why meme pages are so popular, because you share a lot of things, because it's shareable content. Believe it or not, they're bringing you value with the content because it's shareable, right? So you have to just figure out what what your niche is, what value do you want to bring to your audience. And obviously audience is key. So be consistent, obviously post good quality content, improve, ask for feedback if you can to your audience, because if your audience is loyal, they will let you know what's wrong, what's not going to work with them, what's not, what they don't like. And if you're starting out, I think the one thing I would say is start hopping on trends, because that will just like help you gain traction. And then once you are in the system, like, once you're in like 3,000 followers, 4,000 followers, then you can definitely like start your own trends or do something that you like. But if you're starting out, just hop on the trends, because it will help you gain traction. That's it.
Thank you, Ritvi. Thank you for also adding on this point that this is how you basically design your content. These are the two, three things
Mm-hmm.
that you keep in your mind. That
Yeah.
you imagine yourself. Would you like to watch this content on this particular platform or not? Right? Because what happens is some of us
Yeah.
start creating content according to what we enjoy to do, but at the very same point of time the audience doesn't like to watch it. What we enjoy to do, the audience doesn't enjoy to watch it, and that is why we fail miserably in certain aspects of content creation and
I feel, you
Instagram,
know,
YouTube.
I feel it's more so of finding the right balance, because I know it can be really, really frustrating when you really like the content you're posting, but then you're not getting the response. But I think when that happens, is that you have to check, one, is that something that your friends would want to watch? Like, gather a few friends that you trust and like ask for like honest feedback. And when that starts happening, be patient. If you really think that your content is really good, someone can really learn, or someone can really share or something like that, then you just have to be patient, because what you're doing in that moment, in the 15-20 posts that you're going to make, the next 15-20 posts that you're going to make, that's something that you enjoy, is you're going to start attracting the audience that really does resonate with your post, right? There are two ways about creating content. You create content and you attract those people who are who are attracted to your content, like your type of content. There's going to be a crowd that's only going to be attracted to your content, right? Or the second option is you create the content for your audience, right? Whatever your audience wants. But the thing is, when there's a smaller group of people, what happens is when you create just the content for them, you limit other, one, you might not like the content you're making, one, and second, you might limit the amount of audience that you can attract, right? So because after a while it's going to get boring, after a while it's not going to be sustainable for you to create content that someone else likes and you don't, right? So that is why you have to be true to yourself. You have to, and you have to create content, good quality content that you really like, and you have to find the balance that what your audience enjoys and what you enjoy, and then like just mix it. And that's not going to happen in the first try. It's not going to happen in the first 10th try, but it will happen eventually. That's what I'm saying. You have to be consistent. You have to be patient with the process, and it's the process that you have to enjoy, not the end result. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. You're absolutely right. We need to relish the journey. And the problem that we all have is that we compare our first videos, our first pieces, our firsts to the someone's hundredth thing, right? For example, if you are creating your first video, maybe you compared your first video to Komal Pandey's thousandth video, which is a very wrong thing because they've been practicing all of this since a while. And
Oh yeah.
and that is why I think that there shouldn't be a feeling of any sort of shame or disappointment within us, because it's our first as well. When they were just starting, they were very different, and they've been putting forward their transforming journeys on YouTube and other channels as well, right? And all of that is so so fascinating for all of us. And I definitely like to know who is your inspiration. What I feel, what I'm guessing around is it's Komal Pandey, because I saw your Hey Babe video, and you sometimes
Oh
keep
yeah.
on tagging her as well. Is she your inspiration?
I think one of the inspirations, definitely. I think there are not many Indian bloggers that we have to look up to, right? Because I think there are only a handful that I can even think of on the top of my head, right? Like Komal Pandey, Sejal Kumar, Masoom Meenawala, Style Me Up with Sakshi, that Boho girl. Like, I can only name, like, I'm pretty sure 9 of the fashion bloggers, right? Because we don't have a lot of fashion bloggers to look up to. So that's why it can be really like sometimes toxic for yourself to even like compare your, the 10th video that you made, or the 100th video that you made, to the 700th video that Komal Pandey made, or Sejal Kumar made, or or Sakshi made, or something like that. So it's really important to not do that, because I used to do that. So I definitely can relate. I can definitely tell you it's not worth it, because in the long run, you will know, like, you will know your journey. In the long run, you will see how much you have grown. And you will also realize that these people who are, phenomenal at what they do, like, I freaking love them because they've been building their brand since like years now, and the amount of hard work and the effort and dedication it takes is just phenomenal. And I think once you realize that it doesn't happen overnight, you're not gonna go viral one day and then you're just gonna gain like 100,000 followers or something. No, it's not gonna happen that way. As much as I want it to happen, as much as we all want it to happen, as much as I have fantasized about it, I've literally Googled how to go viral because, when you're growing, you just want to grow. When you are in that stage, you just want to do everything you can to gain traction. But that's the thing. You have to ask yourself, what is it that you are bringing? What is it that you're bringing to your audience? What is the value? If you have like, I want to say like 200 posts or like 100 posts, and then you want someone to shout you out, why would they shout you out? You don't have credibility. You don't have something to show for yourself. You go into a store, and if the store has like 10 items, would you go in that store? It's really simple. It's a simple concept, right? If you go into a store and if you find like 10 items, you don't even have something to pick out, you don't even have options, are you gonna go into that store? No, you're gonna like you're gonna go in, you're gonna look around, and you're gonna come back. You're not gonna buy anything. There's not gonna be a stalemate, right? So it's the same thing with content creation. If you do not have anything to show for yourself on your account, people are going to go to your profile. They are going to come to your profile because everyone's curious as to who you are, but they're not going to follow you back because you're not going to provide them value. So that's something that you have to really think about. And what these big creators are doing is they have built their credibility. They have like 1,000 posts and everything, so they have so much for them to show. So even if I don't like this one particular video, let's say of Komal Pandey styling something, and it's not wearable, I will find another one that is wearable, and that will make me follow her. So you have to be versatile, but you have to be consistent. You have to have something to show for yourself. That's why it takes really a lot of time and patience, because you have to build it.
Yeah, so one conclusion that I have been able to drive from the conversation that we've had right now and the last two, three questions as well. You are talking about consistency a lot, and now I actually know the importance of being consistent, right? But
Mm-hmm.
the very important point over here is that you are in a profession wherein you need to think creatively. This is a very difficult process because you need your own time. Sometimes you even need to use procrastination as a way to think, as a
I
way
used
to
it too much.
you used it too much. So what did you do while you were procrastinating? Were you watching Netflix, or you were just watching
No,
fashion
I,
videos?
I was I was just lying. I literally, when I procrastinate, I just like lie on my bed. I tell myself that I need to get up, I need to make a video, I need to dress up, I need to do this, I will tell myself while scrolling on Instagram, while scrolling on TikTok. I'll do all those things in my head. I'll just like plan a video and stuff like that, but I won't act on it. And which is really toxic, a toxic trait that I have for myself. Something that I want to work on in 2021 definitely is to procrastinate less. I'm not going to say not procrastinate because this is like years of procrastination in me. So obviously not going to totally remove it, but procrastinate less. I think the one key thing that I tell myself when I'm procrastinating and when I don't want to do something, I think it's more so about the anxiety. I feel like I get so anxious with the things that I have to do. Like, I would have literally at the end of the day, I would have like 60 emails. I would have 100 DMs. I would have like 300 comments to reply. So, there's a lot of things that I have to do at the end of the day or during the day. And it just makes me so anxious because, the thought of doing everything, I have to get everything done. I have to, so I know it's not just me, everyone else goes through that too. So the one thing I do tell myself is, don't think of everything that you have to do. Just like start thinking of the one thing that you have to do, right? So I'll just reply to this one email. दैट्स इट. मैं अपने आप को वही बोलूंगी कि बस ये एक ईमेल को मैं रिप्लाई करने वाली हूँ, ठीक है. सो वंस आई स्टार्ट डूइंग दैट, वंस आई रिप्लाई टू वन ईमेल, मैं आई बी लाइक ये दूसरा वाला भी कर लेते हैं, तीसरा वाला भी कर लेते हैं, एंड देन that's the push. I just need the 5 minute push that I have to give me, right? So that's the thing. When you're procrastinating, don't think of the thing as a whole that you have to do, right? For example, if I have to make videos and I have to get up out of bed, which I hate waking up. Period. Like I will not wake up in the morning or at night, in the evening. I just hate waking up. I just do not want to wake up. So whenever I have to wake up, like even today when I had to wake up, I just like couldn't get out of bed because I slept at like 6 a.m. and I had to wake up like 11 a.m. or something. And I was just like, I cannot do this. I have to do the seminar. I have to make the video. I have to dress up. I have deadlines. I have so much thing. And I told myself, it's okay. I'm just gonna get up. I'm just gonna brush my teeth. That's it. And then when I brushed my teeth, I was like, I'll wash my face. I'll go take a shower. Okay, itna kar hi liya, I'll also get ready. So it's just like dheere 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 dheere. You have to like start. You have to like give yourself the push. So wo sirf 5 minute ka push hai, that's gonna be really terrible. But once you have that push, it'll be better. I'm not saying कि एक ही दिन में हो जाएगा. It's gonna take a while, but that is just a push that you need. So that's what I do when I'm procrastinating. I just like give myself that push, and it really helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Even I procrastinate, I myself write, and it's very important to procrastinate sometimes. This is what I personally feel, and it
Oh
actually
yeah.
helps you enhance your creative thinking, and you can actually work a lot better when you're procrastinating, and then
Oh
you
yeah, some
actually.
of the best ideas I have gotten is while procrastinating. Not gonna lie, but obviously there's an extent to procrastinating. But yes, if you have that rest, if you have that, your engine is still running, your mind is still running, but you are also resting at the same time. Some of the best ideas I've had are at night because that's when I most procrastinate, and whatever like transitions or songs or something, I'll just find that while procrastinating, I will literally scroll to Instagram or TikTok or anything like that, and I'll find sounds, and I'll have an idea like right there and there. I'll write it down, and then bam, I have an idea for like a video, like tomorrow. So yes, definitely procrastination is important, but again to a certain extent.
Yeah, and you know what I have seen is that to grow on social media, you need to do things that are trending. For example, there are certain songs that are trending on Instagram,
Yes.
and people are making videos. So, how do you make sure that whatever you're doing is trending as well as it is different from others, whatever they're doing? So, how do you make sure of that?
So sometimes I do follow trends because I just like the trend. Some trends are really cool, so I want to try them out. Just want to hop on the bandwagon. Sometimes I'm really late to the trends because, I'll find something, I'll find a sound, or I'll find a video that I want to recreate, and then again, what I do best is procrastinate, and I won't make the video until like the trend is like kind of gone. Which is something that I have to stop doing. But I think the one thing that I do keep in mind while creating my videos, like sometimes, yes, it's similar because it's a trend. But sometimes when you have to put a twist on it, think of something that you want to see in a video. Like you want other creators to create, just create it yourself. That's it. Like, something that you haven't seen. I'm sure someone has made something like I have, I'm sure, because there are like a million other users. But something if I personally haven't seen on my For You page or my Explore, and something I would want, like, let's say, Sakshi to do, or I don't know, Sejal to do, then I'll just do it, and I'll just make that, into I just incorporate into my videos, because I remember when I was growing, one of the things that really caught everyone's attention were the transitions. Even though it was just like a 1 second transition, it was the transition that made like people really like into my content. So that's why whenever now I make content like styling videos or anything like that, because styling videos is something that's my forte. I try to incorporate as many transitions as I can, be as creative as I can. So yeah.
Wow, that's super interesting. That's very interesting. Ritvi, it was so good to know that. And I'd like to know that where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Do you see yourself as a full-time influencer, or do you see yourself working somewhere related to fashion, somewhere in the industry? And how do you see the fashion industry in the coming 5 to 10 years?
Okay, so I think God, see, that's the thing. Because of COVID, the one thing that COVID has told me or taught me is to not plan anything because nothing really panned out in 2020 as I planned. I was supposed to graduate this May, but I'm not gonna because of COVID. But one thing that I did is not to plan anything, so I really have not I really have not thought about it. But if you were to ask me what I'd like to, is yes, I would love to do this full time. I think that would be amazing. I think like doing something that you really like love and enjoy, because the one thing that content creation helps me is to connect with as many people as I can, and it just makes my day when I see a comment or when I see a DM saying that, hey, I love your confidence. I'm more confident because of your something small, really. But even though it's like something small, it just like makes my day because knowing that something that I did made a difference to someone else's life is just it touches my heart. So like I would love to do this full time. But I think as well, I would really like to experiment in the fashion industry, what I can do, whatever I can explore, something I can even like share with the audience, help someone. So something that it's both. I want to do both. I want to do everything. But yeah, I think there's something I do want to do 5 years down the line is create content, definitely, and also work with other brands, work on my brand. Maybe I'll launch a line or something because that's been one of my dreams to launch my own clothing line or something, be a businesswoman. So, something that I do want to do. And I think in the coming years, I see fashion going to, like since sustainability, all the fast fashion brands are trying to be sustainable. They're creating programs to be sustainable, something that they should have done years and years from now. But, better late than never. So coming years, the fashion industry is going to try to be as sustainable as it can be. I don't think there's going to be 100% sustainability. I don't think there can ever be 100% sustainability in fashion. But as much as we can try, to be sustainable, definitely something I see that.
So has there been a time when you've been working on a video and it's not just coming out? Have you felt irritated? Have you been like, no, this is not just happening, let's just quit this? Have you had this sort of a feeling? And you also started creating content at a very later stage at your life, right? Later stage, I mean that you were never interested in science, right? And
Yeah.
what if you started creating content back then? Have you ever thought about
Yeah.
it? Do you
Oh
regret
yeah.
not starting back then?
I think about it every single day, actually. Like, I was just telling my boyfriend this, that imagine where I could have been, or imagine how much we could have grown if I wouldn't have chickened out, if I were consistent when I wanted to be in 2017 or 2016 or something, right? And it's just like the one thing that I always come back to is, if it were to happen, it would have happened. Maybe in an alternate universe, it is happening, I'm sure. But I think at that stage of my life, I just wasn't mentally in that space. I was really drained. Um, in those years, I was going through a lot uh, with my previous relationship and everything. So I think it was for the best. If it didn't, like, I am so glad that it did not happen back then, because the way things were moving for me back then, I don't think that would have been sustainable for me. I think like I would have quit or something. I think I wouldn't have been as consistent because again, I just wasn't in the right mindset. I just wasn't as dedicated. I just didn't have the time. I was still finding myself. I was still finding what I wanted to do, and I thank God that I wasn't doing it, because my fashion sense in 2017 was no, not at all great. And I'm sure like there's still so much more like to improve right now even, but like back then I was just like, oh my God, the horror that I get from seeing my other pictures. So I think I'm so glad that it didn't happen. And I think like everything has a time for everything, right? So this happened for a reason. This happened at the right time where it was supposed to. And again, this couldn't have happened if I weren't going to act on it. So as much as I love to believe in manifestation and everything, nothing will work shit if you don't work for it. Nothing is going to happen if you don't act on it, right? I saw this quote somewhere, and it said like, think about your thoughts, they become actions. Your actions become a part of your routine, and you're part of your routine. When you are consistent enough, it becomes a habit, and once it's a habit, it becomes your lifestyle, and once it's a lifestyle, that's going to be your future. So that's what I think of when I'm creating content, when I have to get myself out of bed, because procrastination is one thing that's coming in the way of me and my goals, and I'm not going to let that happen, right? So yeah, that's my
Yeah, thank you so much, Ritvi. And we have started receiving so many comments, and everyone saying that you're an inspiration for all, and you create amazing content. I love your videos. Thank you for making such amazing content. And there are loads and loads of comments that we're receiving as of now. But there are certain questions that I'd now like to take from the audience. So the first question that we have received is from Vaishnavi. She has asked, how do you add creativity in your videos? How do you think of ideas? What is your creative process? How do you think of these ideas? This is what she's asking about.
Okay, this is gonna sound so superficial, and this is gonna sound so pretentious. I'm sorry, but what I do, I've been doing this for a while. So it started when I wanted to plan an outfit, right? So if I want to plan an outfit, because I know my clothes, like I know what I own and everything, and I have a shitty memory, but when it comes to clothes, I have a great memory. So I have like this okay, this thing that I do. I will like literally I will lay down, I'll like close my eyes, and I will just like think. I wouldn't even have to close my eyes. I would just like think what will look good on my on my body, and what I'm feeling that day, and whatever clothes I have. I will literally like, it's all in my head what I do. So I would like pair stuff in my head, like, oh, would this look good with this and everything. Even the transitions, I think through my head, like the beat, what the transition's gonna be. Like, there's a song, and if there's a beat, I'm gonna think about the transition on the beat. So let's say the song is the reel that I did a few days ago was Agar Tum Saath Ho Wala. So yeah, the Sach Ke Wala, right? The Sach Ke transition, someone just commented. So I literally thought that on the spot, because I didn't have a video that day, and I was just like, I have to do something. And I wanted to do the song for such a long time. I was like, okay, we're gonna do this. And I found the chorus. I found the time stamp, the 30 seconds. And I was like, ठीक है, तो इधर से लेके इधर तक हम करेंगे. And जो भी बीट आ रही है, राइट? सो जो अरिजीत सिंह का वो जो पूरा वर्स है, तो उसपे जो beats आ रही है, उसपे I'll just think of the transition, and I literally thought that on the spot. I just like do actions. I'll just like do action, and I'll just think that on the spot, and it just happens. I'm pretty sure it's like a lot of practice that it has taken me. So I think if you are starting out, if you are struggling with creativity, watch a lot of content of other creators, because that will like spark a little bit here and there. Okay, and again, there's no such thing as original content. Everything is inspired. So obviously don't copy ऐसा पूरा copy मत करना ऐसा word to word ऐसा. But yes, you can obviously definitely take inspiration from other creators. If you want, you can like tag them and say, inspired by this or whatnot. But I think key is to research a lot. and just watch a lot of content, watch a lot of videos and stuff. I think like that's really important to like spark that, inside your brain. And once you have keep the ball rolling, you'll be good. Another thing, if you have an idea, ऐसा कभी भी idea आता है तो write it down, because you will forget about it. Trust me when I say that. Just write it down, and even if you're not gonna act on it right that second, just write it down somewhere on your phone, like somewhere. Just write it down. It's gonna help you a lot, because sometimes if you have one idea and then if you have another idea, you can just combine the two and make like a whole idea. So yeah.
So the next question is it important to have great social media, and is it important to post content on social media if you're thinking to pursue fashion studies? What do you think about it?
Mm, Not really. If you don't want to create content, don't create content. It's okay. Don't I would say a lot of people are in this mindset that content creation is very easy. And you just have to make videos, you just have to click pictures, you have to just look pretty and shit like that. No, it's not. I think it's one of the hardest jobs that looks the easiest, I think. And if you are in that pressure that अरे सब कर रहे हैं content creation, मुझे भी करना चाहिए, then no, that is not how you want to proceed with content creation, because it's not sustainable. You're gonna get tired of it pretty soon and you're gonna quit, which is fine, because there's something that doesn't you're not passionate about, right? So if you are passionate about it, yes, go for it. But it's not necessary that you have to do it just because everyone is doing it. No, you can be different. Yeah, work on your portfolio. If you want to work in the fashion industry, create a portfolio, start working with other creators, start making your own design, start illustrating, start marketing for someone. If you are into social media managing, manage someone else's social media, and create credibility, create your own space, like create your own content. And it doesn't have to be on social media, right? It has to be surrounding you and what you are passionate about. अगर मुझे फैशन डिजाइन की जॉब चाहिए, ठीक है, and I wanna work with Manish Malhotra, ठीक है, I wanna intern there, तो मैं मेरा फैशन में I'm not gonna show him a shitty ass video that I created of me styling something, because I'm not gonna be good at it. मैंने टाइम ही नहीं लगाया है वो फैशन वीडियो बनाने के लिए. मैंने एक वीडियो बनाया और मुझे लगा कि ये बहुत अच्छा है, and even though it's like shitty, or even though it's not the best I can do, पर मैंने एक वीडियो बनाया और मुझे ट्रैक्शन नहीं मिल रहा है, तो I'm gonna quit. मैंने 5 वीडियो बनाए, मुझे ट्रैक्शन नहीं मिल रहा, I'm gonna quit. ऐसा नहीं होता है. In content creation, you have to be consistent. But if I want to intern for Manish Malhotra, then I'm not going to show him like the 2, 3, yeah, even 10 shitty videos that I made, or even the 10 amazing videos with no passion that I made, right? Because it's not sustainable. He's going to see through it. उसको उनको पता चल जाएगा, because he's been in the profession. मतलब कोई भी designer, like whoever is in this profession, they'll know, right? So I think one is to create like a good portfolio. If you want to do designing, design your own shit. Like start illustrating, start sewing, start learning. YouTube is amazing for everything. There are so many other creators that post videos on YouTube. Like you can learn from them. Get fashion books. Fashion books is a thing. Read karo thoda. If you are not sure what you want to do, if you are doing fashion studies and if you want to learn more, buy books on fashion. They have so many books. Check out Fashionary. It's on Amazon. Fashionary has a lot of fashion books. It's on fashion business, the fashion dictionary. They have sketching books. Thoda mehenga hai, but it's really totally worth it. So if you wanted to, you could, but nothing comes in life easy. I would say take that with a grain of salt. Content creation is not easy. So if you want to do this because everyone else is doing it, don't do it. But if there is something that you want to do, you have been wanting to do for a long time, if you think you are passionate enough, try it out. See if you like it. If you don't, it's okay. It's okay. You can go to something else. You tried at least.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very important to try, but then you should also have immense interest when it comes to content creation, because if you're not consistent, if you're not able to deliver quality content, it absolutely makes no sense to anyone.
Yeah.
If you actually do not want to do, if you're just acting like how the crowd is acting, there's no point to do that thing. And Ritvi, we've been receiving so many questions, and unfortunately due to time constraints we wouldn't be able to take all those questions, but I think we can have a fun round. Are you up for a fun round? Rapid fire.
Okay.
Let's
Yeah.
have a rapid fire. Is that cool?
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Rapid fire.
Okay. So you have to answer these questions real quick. Fine.
Okay.
My first question to you will be, if you had to describe what you do in 3 words, how would you describe that?
Oh my god. Um. Okay. Okay. Inspiring, motivating, innovative.
Fantastic. Okay. What's the last picture in your gallery?
Oh god. Okay, hold on. So this is the screen. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. So this one girl, she DM'd me, and I wanted to post this on Instagram. I still have to post it on Instagram. But basically, I posted a setting for the Polaroid effect and everything. You know, the Lightroom setting, and she was just letting me know that there are other apps that you can achieve like different types of Polaroid effects, and I thought that was really cool, which is something that I did not know about. So I wanted my audience to know about it. So I took a screenshot of it, 5 in the morning, as you can see, and yeah, I'm gonna post it sometime today. But yeah, that's a screenshot.
Coming to the next question. The next question is, what are the 3 things that you carry with yourself for sure when you go out?
Oh, charger, definitely. Charger. I'll do my inhaler, because sometimes I have like an asthma attack or something. I don't want that to happen. And sanitizer. No, wait. Lipstick. The lipstick that I'm wearing, I would definitely take that with me, because sometimes I just eat my lipstick. So, and obviously sanitizer to hey, but what obvious guys. So the lipstick that I'm wearing.
Okay, so what's the most craziest thing a fan has ever done for you?
Okay. Y'all do this? Oh my god. There are people who draw me. Like, they draw me. Like, me. And that just makes my day. That I am like, I obsess over it like the whole day. I talk about it with my mom. I show it to my mom. I show it to my dad. I show it to my boyfriend. I show it to my friends. It's just like something it feels so nice. Like, I don't know. I feel so overwhelmed in a good way. So that's just the craziest thing, I think. Like, people really take the time and effort to draw me. I just feel so privileged, so honored.
And I'm sure after this session, a lot more people would draw you, so that you can feel good about it. You're an inspiration to many, as much as I can see in the chat box. We've been receiving so many comments with me, and so good. Okay, so my next question to you will be, what is the craziest attire that you have ever worn to a party?
I don't think I've worn any crazy ones. I wore a onesie once, like a onesie. Like, it was a Halloween party, and I was dressed as Stitch, from Lilo and Stitch, if you remember, from Disney. And it was a Halloween party in the US in 2018, I want to say, or 2019. And I wore the Halloween costume. I went as a Stitch, and yeah, people were dressed up really nicely, but I was just like in my element, just.
What's your favorite song?
Nay, you can't do this to me. No. You can't do this to me. Oh my god. At the moment, it's a Driver's License by Olivia.
Okay. And
Yeah.
my next question to you will be, if you have to choose someone between your audience as well as your family, who would you choose? Audience or
For
family? Because
what?
For
Oh my
any,
god.
if you could choose between the both, because you've got an audience of about 50K plus people, and then families, of course, special. So who would you choose? 50.
I think I've to click pictures. You mean or something?
No, in real life too.
In real, like
Yeah.
but for what? Like, see, I'm
For
a Libra. You
example,
can't
for
do this to
example,
me.
your parents do not want you to create content, or they start disagreeing with what you do. Yeah. So what would you do in that state?
Oh, myself, like my audience. Like I'm not gonna stop if someone else tells me they don't like what I'm doing because I like it. So it's okay if it's okay if someone doesn't like my content. If even my dad doesn't like my content, it's okay. You don't have to like it. It's fine. You have a different opinion. It's okay.
Yeah, perfect. And if you get a chance to play a role in some movie, which role would you prefer, and from what movie?
Oh my god, what the hell? Oh, I would love to play Great Gatsby? The lead, Gatsby's lover. I would
Yeah.
love to play her. She's beautiful. And I love the movie. So also
Wow,
Leonardo DiCaprio.
that's interesting. And what
Oh
if you?
wait. I have another one too. I want to play Emma Stone in La La Land.
Wow. So you like musical sort of movies, because La La Land is a little
Yeah,
musical, right?
yeah.
And what's your favorite book?
Oh, my favorite book is How to Be a Boss by Lily Singh. It's a really good book if anybody's looking for like a self-help, just like a really nice book that just like makes you feel like a boss. It's That's it. Lily Singh's book. Yeah.
Wow. And who is that one person you always reach out to whenever you're in some problem?
My mom. My mom, definitely my mom. But if it's something that I cannot tell my mom, my best friend. My two best friends, Kushira and Caitlin.
Wow,
Like,
that's interesting. And now we come to the last question of the day. If you had to tell something to the world, what would it be?
God, that's a lot of pressure. Oh, I would say, at the end of the day, the opinion you have for yourself matters the most, and it it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you or how they think of you or what they think of you, because at the end of the day, it's you who you are going home with, it's you who you are sleeping right in your body, you. So nobody else's opinions matter the most than yours, like your opinion that you have for yourself.
Thank you so much, Ritvi. With this, we come to the end of today's session with Ritvi. I express a sincere gratitude to you, Ritvi, for agreeing to have this session with us. I know hundreds and thousands of people approach you daily, but then you still agree to do the session with us, and we're still in our start. So we're very, very, very grateful, and we
Thank you
do
so
value
much
your.
for having me.
No, thanks a lot. It's been our pleasure. And we also thank the audience members who contributed in making this event a resounding success by contributing their questions in the chat box. There's everything, that they've done for us, and the team behind this particular session who worked tirelessly to help this session go perfectly. So thank you so much, Ritvi, for joining us today.